being educated about. He's getting hit by a much slower fighter. Whoa. And wait a minute! They've gone Royal Rumble WWE style.
So Ben Whittaker gets a technical draw with Liam Cameron in the first fight of the Saudi Arabia card on this previous Saturday. And there's really a lot to discuss. Let's start with the obvious. Ben Whittaker is not at the level that people think that he is. There was actually an article, I think, that Turkey did, basically saying that Ben Whittaker is going to be, or potentially, the next Prince Naseem Hamed. That conversation stops now. All that talk about him being the next Prince Naseem Hamed, you know, all this talk, that ends after that performance. He got exposed in that fight. Now, this is a fighter that, yes, he's really rose to fame based on the fact that he's done a lot of showboating. He's got that hit and miss style. And a lot of people like that, especially in America. I think they really like that style. And my whole issue with that style is look at the competition he's doing that against. If you look at someone like Chris Eubank Jr., who was very flashy, very flamboyant when he was younger, as soon as he stepped up in levels against Billy Joe Saunders and against George Groves, all that flashy, cocky, showboating stopped. And he got found out at that level. At least in fairness to Chris Eubank Jr., he got exposed at world level. Ben Whittaker has just fought Liam Cameron. Now, I don't want to disrespect Liam Cameron because I think Liam Cameron's tough. He's strong. He brings it. He's got heart. But Liam Cameron has lost that central area level. Liam Cameron is a British domestic level fighter. And Liam Cameron was winning that fight. To be honest, I actually think that Liam Cameron pretty much got robbed in that fight because I think he was definitely ahead on the scorecards to me. And I think that fight was only going one way. And that was not in the way of Ben Whittaker. I thought the performance was poor. All that showboating really stopped against Liam Cameron. I think he tried fighting Liam Cameron's fight. And I just think the big issues with Ben Whittaker are, number one, the punch power is not there. And I just think his physicality, I think he's a guy that if Liam Cameron basically showed it, if you make it rough and tough on the guy, he doesn't like it. And let's now talk about the big discussion point of that fight was obviously the stoppage and the injury. Now, Ben Whittaker was unable to continue, and that's the reason why it was called a technical draw. Now, I've watched that replay back a few times, and it looks fairly innocuous to me. Now, unless Ben Whittaker comes out, unless Ben Whittaker's team and Sky Sports come out and say that he's got he's jarred his knee, or he's done his Achilles, or he's twisted or broken his ankle, then to me, that's almost a quit. Because I think, on first glance, I think he was looking for a way out. Because I can't see anything suggesting that he's got some injury that shows that he's unfit to continue. To me, watching that fight live, it just looked like a guy that didn't expect Liam Cameron to be that strong, didn't expect him to be that tough and that powerful. And really, Ben Whittaker didn't like it. He was not having fun in there. And I think there's just going to be massive question marks about his chin. There's going to be massive question marks about his heart now. I think his physicality and lack of punch power has been exposed. And I think that was even exposed before this fight. But I think Ben Whittaker has got a lot of thinking to do after that performance. And like I said, the comparisons to Prince Naseem Hamed really need to stop now. And really at this point, I think DAZN might actually have to have a word with Chris Mannix. Because for Chris Mannix to say in that broadcast that Ben Whittaker has the highest ceiling of any prospect in world boxing, that is an outrageous statement. Ben Whittaker is older than Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois dropped Usyk. He's beat Jarrell Miller. He's beat Filip Hrgović. And he just beat Anthony Joshua in front of 90,000 people at Wembley. That's what Daniel Dubois has done. And Daniel Dubois is younger than Ben Whittaker. There's guys like Abdullah Mason out there, Hamza Shiraz, Moses Atauma. Ben Whittaker is nowhere near these guys. So for Chris Mannix to say that, I think that's, look, I understand you're trying to build the guy, but let's get realistic here. Ben Whittaker is very, very lucky to come away with a draw. Really, let's see where Sky Sports go with him, because I don't think he should be going to another level now. And to even suggest that he's on the level of Beterbiev or Bivol, they would have fun. They would play with him in there. I think Joshua Barazzi, Anthony Yard would have fun with him. So Ben Whittaker, look, he's 27 years of age. I'm not saying that his career is over, far from it, but the Prince Naseem Hamed and the best prospect in boxing, those conversations are now over after what we saw on Saturday.